This is a mic check. Let me know if you can hear us. This is a mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the beginning of the press conference. If you're watching, please comment below. Tell us if you can hear us. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. If you can hear us, give us a comment. Let us know if you can hear us. Guys, we are a couple minutes away from the press conference.
Oh yeah, I can do that. I can see you. No, I can see you right over here.
Thank you all again for being with us today. Standing here in front of the Rogers County Courthouse, Claremore, Oklahoma. My name is John Feary. I'm the city manager here in Claremore. I'm with Commissioner Dan DeLozier and Deputy Emergency Operations Manager for Rogers County, Steve Massey. As everybody knows, on May 25th, a tornado caused some substantial widespread damage in Claremore. Downed trees, power lines, substantial damage to homes. At the time of the original update and of this update, there are still only 23 storm-related injuries. 19 were transported to hospitals. 3 sustained possible life-threatening injuries. We have no confirmation of any fatalities, thank goodness. We do not have an exact status on those 3. However, we are still experiencing widespread power outages. We are in the process of getting some of the power back up. We have a great partnership with GRDA, Cherokee Nation, and some communities around that are also wholesale power partners that have been with us. The good news is none of our other utilities have been affected. Our water treatment plant and our water distribution system are fine. Our sanitary sewer system is doing well. We do have, and this is very important, we want to make sure that you all know, if you go to claremore.com/weather alerts, you will see all sorts of updates, frequently asked questions, resources that we are putting together aggregately as a group. Most roadways in and around Claremore and throughout Rogers County are open, so we are able to get everywhere we need to right now. We have all but finalized the search and rescue portion, and by the blessing of God, we have not found any other fatalities yet, any other casualties. We know there are people out there with slight injuries, but thank goodness after our initial assessment and the great work that our law enforcement throughout the county, the city, state, and our fire have been doing, we are doing well. I've lost my notes, so you'll apologize. Thank you. I will tell you, we are not asking for any additional volunteers or resources right now. There are boots on the ground. We're working on the logistics of that. Our expo center and fairgrounds is taking care of making sure that our first responders, public works employees are fed, watered. We'll be doing some health care issues for them over there. There are a magnitude of other organizations that are offering services in and around the county. Red Cross still has a center set up at Memorial Heights Baptist Church on Will Rogers Boulevard. They also have some mobile units, but there are several organizations in and around the county. If you'll check their Facebook page, if you'll check our resource page, they have ideas where people can go for cooling stations, water. I'm sure that will grow. As we continue to work to make sure that power is restored, to absolve anybody of any food insecurity issues. There will be resources tomorrow. Again, we are going to get partial power back on today. We will have another update internally. We don't have anything scheduled, but at 8 o'clock we'll be convening again. We think we're going to make substantial headway over the next several hours. I want to thank the Grand River Dam Authority. They provide our power. We've got some major transmission lines down. They're blocking highways. We expect those lines to be up and ready to be operational by nightfall. Now, that does not mean we will have everything done internally on our distribution system, but we'll be able to get some major roadways opened up again for that. The Public Works Department and the county are aggregately working on a debris removal plan. Please, 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 folks, we do not have a public place to bring debris yet. We are working on that. We will have more information on that for you tomorrow. We have a plan. We will start in the very near future collecting debris within the city, and I'll let Commissioner DeLozier talk about their plan moving out that. Residents and businesses can report damage at damage.ok.gov. That's damage.ok.gov. Again, we want to reiterate that we are still in the assessment phase from the utility standpoint, but we know we are somewhat out of the woods on our casualty issue. So we are still asking to not be inundated with too many things that require logistics. The more stuff that we get that we don't know if we'll need, that's the more people that it takes to manage that and work that. So until we need those things and know what we need, we're asking people to please refrain from bringing mass amounts of goods in. We have a lot of partnerships. We have a lot of resources. We're doing that on our own. And so we appreciate the help, but we just need to make sure that it doesn't go to waste, frankly, in case there's another disaster. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner DeLozier for any county updates.
Hi, yes, the updates that we've got right now is our roads are open. They're not, not completely clear, but they're passable. Every road we've got is passable. We've got some problems in some areas we feel we're having some looting, so we're getting ready to set a curfew. We've got a meeting here in just a few minutes to get it all drawn out to do our curfew. So the most critical areas that we've got out in the county, there's a lot of damage in some areas. We're going to make sure that we don't have any looters out there. So we're doing this with the Highway Patrol in just a little bit. Everything's on track. We're making sure that everything we do, we're doing right. So
And to reiterate on that, the city of Claremore will be instituting a curfew this evening from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. We will have crews out all night continuing to work on utility issues, clearing roads, getting debris. So we are asking everybody to please allow our folks to work. We have been working with the railroads to make sure that we limit those interruptions while we're trying to do those things as well. But citizens of Claremore and the city limits, we are instituting a curfew between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. tomorrow. Steve?
Just like to reiterate, at this time we are not asking for any volunteer help, and we don't need any donations at this point. As he stated, that can be a logistic nightmare for us. So we really want to make sure, please wait until we ask for that help. And believe me, it's coming. We're just trying to assess and make sure that we use those items the best way that we can.
Anything else? We do have representatives from GRDA here if there's any questions about transmission power. Again, great partnership. But we're very hopeful to be ahead of the game. We were fortunate enough to look at some damage from the air earlier through a chopper, and while it's significant, we think we're going to come out of this a little faster than we originally thought. So we're very fortunate. Our primary concern is still safety of our citizens throughout Rogers County and throughout Claremore, and making sure with this heat and humidity that we get these things addressed before the next round of rain moves in next week. So with that, okay, does anybody have any questions?
Do you have an estimate for the number of damaged and destroyed structures right now?
We do not right now.
What time did the storm come through here, and how many people are without power at this point?
Everybody in the city limits of Claremore is without power right now. All 4 substations are de-energized.
The areas outside of Claremore that are on Claremore Electric are also out.
And I know that both our friends at Verdigris Valley, REC, PSO, AEP, they're dealing with their own issues in other areas as well, but we've been coordinating with their transmission folks to make sure that ours don't interfere with them while we're clearing things. The exact time of the storm, Steve?
10:30ish.
10:30ish.
Through there. I'd have to go back. It's been kind of a hectic night. So.
What about that?
Yeah, and I'll tell you folks, seeing that damage from above, out west and here in town, or out east, but certainly here in town, significant damage. Things and damage that change people's lives forever. So we would just all ask that you continue to pray for these folks. We're going to work it through with them, walk this journey with them. But while we may get the bones and the structure back up, people are going to be spending several months putting their lives back together. So we would just ask that you respect those folks. And Red Cross will be doing some things here when we get a little more organized, when they know where they need to be. They'll have some mobile medical stations for tetanus shots, and all of that information will be available on our Claremore page as well.
Do you have any update on the hospitals, and I'm sure they're running out generators, et cetera? Anything you can tell us about?
So we are currently working on one of our substations to get it partially up. We think and we hope by the end of the day we will have both hospitals in town up and running. That is our goal. We are very confident in that. But they are running on generation. They do have bulk fuel capabilities, and so they're able to sustain right now. And but we're hopeful that we'll be able to get that done tonight.
Search and rescue operations happening? Which part of town?
Everywhere that we identified on our first assessment. So we know where the worst areas are. We identified those, and police, fire, Rogers County Sheriff, and our first response team, the folks that we had help in from Tulsa, came up. We got everything out, and once we got the roads cleared, we've gone structure by structure by structure. And so we're very, very confident right now and extremely pleased at the results of all of that. Yeah, we're very blessed.
For the people who were injured, was that a centralized area that those 23 people were in?
I do not know that at this time.
Commissioner, when you talked about curfew, is that all the unincorporated areas?
It's the unincorporated areas out east of town. We've got a big area out there with a lot of damaged houses, and we're going to, with the Highway Patrol's help, we're going to set up out there to keep the looters out.
And would you expect it to be similar time to what the city is doing?
I think it will be. We'll announce that at 8 o'clock. But
okay.
We're just talking right now, but I'm pretty sure it will happen in just a few minutes.
Okay.
How many instances of the?
I have no idea.
No idea.
It's just been brought to our attention that they've caught people out there looking through stuff. So we're just going to stop that right now before it goes anywhere.
That's right. And the fact of it is, it almost always happens in these incidents, so we're going to be really proactive.
Can you reiterate again the curfew times and then the access for residents they're asking?
So access into Claremore is open. That restriction was lifted at noon today. Now we want people to be smart and make wise choices, and we don't need you just coming up here to gawk. But if your access to Claremore is here, so the curfew times for the city of Claremore will be from 10 p.m. tonight to 6 a.m. tomorrow morning.
And I look for ours to be the same. We like I said, we just haven't finished it yet.
We'll be sending out a update within the next 30 minutes with all this information.
We appreciate you all. Please keep our community in your prayers. Thank you.